Hey boys and girls, welcome to Outdoors with Mr. White. I'm Mr. White and we're outdoors. Today I thought we'd go up this old road. We've been up this road before one time with our bicycles, but today I'm just going to go for a hike. There's a lot of four-wheelers that go up this road, but I just thought I would go for a walk today. You never know what we're going to see. Maybe we'll see some wildlife, maybe we'll just explore. I love when you come with me. Let's go. Oh boys and girls, this is kind of neat. Look at this, there's another little trail coming off of our main road. I was going to hike that road, but you know what? This looks like a nice little clearing down here. I think I saw a rabbit on the hill over there. Let's take a closer look. We have some obstacles here, but we know that we can go around obstacles or over them or under them. I think we're just going to go kind of over and around and see if we can make it through this one. We made it through. Now we'll go see if we can find that rabbit. He was just up there on that hill, right up there, so we don't have far to go. We have a few obstacles. I think I'll go up this way. All of the time when you run into obstacles, you have to figure out which way you're going to go around them or whatever. I think he was up here, next to these little trees. He went up this way. I can see a little path down here. Let's follow that and see if he might be up there. I don't know. If you see him, boys and girls, let me know. I don't see him around here. We'll just look another minute or two. Bushes are getting thick. Do you see him, boys and girls? I don't see him anymore. I'm not sure where he is. Okay, maybe he's gone. Maybe we'll start out. We'll go back out to that road. I'm not sure. I'm not sure which way to go. I'll back out to that road. Maybe it's that way. There's a path there. That might be. There's a path here. Uh-oh. Boys and girls, I think I might need some help. You know, boys and girls, I feel kind of sad that we didn't find that rabbit. But now we've walked into the woods off of our main path, and now I'm on a smaller path, and there's a lot of paths around me, so now I'm kind of confused. I don't know if I'm supposed to go that way or go that way or what. And you know, my mom always said to me, when I would go in the woods, she'd say, don't go far, or she would say, don't get lost. And you know what, in a way today, I feel like I kind of did get lost, and I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go right now, but I do remember some lessons that I was taught, so I'm going to share those lessons with you, and we'll see if we can't get ourselves out of here. Okay, so boys and girls, now that we're kind of lost in the woods, now what I want to do is I want to go through the 4 steps that'll help get me rescued. So the number 1 step is hug a tree. And the reason we really hug a tree, and that doesn't mean that you have to hug it. You can if you want to, because your tree is going to be your friend for the next little bit until somebody comes and helps me. So I found this nice little tree behind me, and I'm going to curl in next to it. And this is going to be my tree. And this is going to be the area where I'm going to be for a little while. So the first part of hug a tree is this. Once I found a spot, I'm going to take a look around and I'm going to listen very carefully to see if I hear any of those four-wheelers or any cars or anybody talking or noises or people laughing or anything. I need to hear that. So I'm going to stay here and I'm going to listen very carefully. And I'm going to relax. I was a little bit scared that I might get in trouble when I got lost, But I realize one of the things that I have to remember is I'm not going to be in trouble. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to count to 10. I'm just going to breathe and relax and count to 10. Deep breathing. There. I've had 10 easy breaths. I'm calming down a little bit. And I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm a little more comfortable. There's also an exercise I can do. I can squeeze my hands and my arms and count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. And let's try squeeze our legs. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. And I can squeeze my body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. There, I can squeeze my hands, I can squinch up my face. There's all kinds of exercises I can do while I'm sitting here. And now I'm feeling better. Remember, nobody's going to get angry. And if I'm here for a while, there's one good thing that I remember before I left. I told my mom exactly where I was going. And soon as they realize that I'm not there, they're going to call 911. And when they call 911, there is a wonderful team of rescuers, and they all wear special bright colored shirts, and they'll come through here and they'll be yelling my name. They'll be yelling, Mr. White, Mr. White, Mr. White. And if I hear them, I'll be able to go to them. But if I'm walking around the woods, I'm not going to be able to hear them. I might go somewhere too far away. I know that I'm very close to the road, so I'm going to sit down. I'm going to stay put. The second thing we have to do after we do the archery is called zip up. And this is where we have to keep our heat. We don't want to have our body temperature go down. So I want to stay nice and warm, and I want to stay dry, because anything cold is going to steal your heat. If I put my hands on an ice cube, that ice cube steals my heat and I will get colder. I don't want to get colder. I know it's going to get cold. So here's what we have to do in this step. I'm going to zip everything I can up and close everything. I've got my hat on already. I'm going to pull up my hood. Mr. White always wears a hoodie for this reason, because a lot of our heat can be lost through our head. So I'm going to pull my hood up. That's also helping me with the flies. I'm going to zip up. I'm going to snap up. I'm going to tuck my pant legs into my socks. I'm going to put my hands in my pockets, and I'm going to tighten myself right up so that none of my heat, my body heat, is going to be stolen. I don't want the air stealing it. I don't want any of the cold ground stealing it. I want to keep myself nice and warm. It's kind of like a big hug. I needed one right now too. I'm going to go through the steps here so that you'll see what it's like when I'm by a tree. And now, if you look, there's very, very little of my body that is exposed to the wind in the outside. So I'm getting very warm. So it may be a little early for me yet to zip up. And now I'm going to start to get hot and sweaty. So I don't want that to happen either, because if I get hot and sweaty, my clothes will get wet. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to zip up when it starts to get dark, or if I start to get cold. But right now I think I'm okay. Now step number 3 is a little bit different, and it's called find a home. This is my tree, and there's where we were sitting and where we practiced our zip up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a little walk around here, and I'm going to see if I can find a spot that would be a great spot for me to make a home. I only need it for maybe one night, because I know that my mom and dad are getting somebody to come and look for me. One of the most important things with building a shelter is I need a roof over me. So what I might be able to do is find a tree that has a nice big bunch of branches that I could actually sit under, so that if it rains or anything, that the branches will stop the rain from getting on me. And I'm going to be all zipped up anyway. So let's see if we can find a tree that I might be able to hide under. There's a nice tree right there. And it's got some branches over top, a lot of big branches. And I might be able to get right in there. Oh, look. This is a neat spot right here. I'm going to try to make this my home. What I made was a little nest, and I've taken all kinds of leaves and branches and I piled them up here. And the reason I did that is because the ground, like we talked about a while ago, the ground is going to be cold tonight. And if I have to stay here, I don't want to be on the cold ground because I'm going to get cold. So what I want to be able to do is to have a nice nest. It's nice and thick. It's laying on the ground like a blanket. So now I can sit on this and I won't be sitting on the cold ground. Oh, it's very comfortable. We have a good roof over top of us, so I'm just going to build some sides up here. So here we are, boys and girls. We have our tree with our roof above us, and we have a wall over there to protect us from the wind, and we have our nest underneath. So what I can do now is I can sit in here and I can zip up, and I'll be protected from anything that's outside, like the rain and the wind and all that stuff. Now we've got to get the last step, and that is get found. We need to get found. We can't sit there. We have to mess up our bedroom. This is our bedroom. This is where we're going to sleep maybe tonight. We have to mess it up so that searchers, people that are looking, those ground search and rescue people, or the police, the RCMP people, and all the people that are coming looking for us, we need to make sure that they know where we are. So there's a couple of things we can do. First of all, Mr. White always carries with him a whistle. So if I'm sitting here quietly, somebody could walk down there, they would never ever know that I'm here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and you have to remember the number 3. So I'm going to take this whistle and I'm going to blow it 3 times. What that does is that sends a message out to people that somebody might be in trouble, and they'll come. Whenever you hear 3 blasts, that means that somebody needs help. So I'm going to sit underneath my tree and I'm going to blow 3 times. I'm going to keep blowing, and I'm going to keep blowing, and I'm going to keep blowing. If I hear a crack in the woods and I'm scared that it's an animal, I'll blow my whistle, because guess what? Animals are so afraid of that loud noise and they'll run away. So I'm going to sit there, and then I don't get tired. I don't yell, "Mom, Dad," and my voice will start to get cracky. I just blow on that whistle. I can blow all day long. And even if it gets wet, these kind of whistles still work. So I'll try it again. Everybody can help in the woods. So if you see somebody you don't recognize them, even though we've been told to stay away from strangers, if I'm lost in the woods and I see a stranger, that person is the person that I have to go to. Okay, this is the exception. Don't stay away from people when you're lost in the woods. I'm going to start breaking some branches. Now, if I leave the branch just like that, they'll know, hey, somebody broke that branch. Maybe it was Mr. White. Boys and girls, my home is right over there, that tree. And what I did was I put 3 sticks in a row just like that. And if somebody comes up here, and if I dig up the dirt, anybody that comes walking up this trail will know that somebody needs help. Now, something else I can do with this. Watch this. My tree is right over there. If I take this tree and I make an arrow, see that? That arrow right there points right to Mr. White's tree. I want to show you some of the things that I brought with me today when I was going on my hike, just in case. Because you know what? Mr. White always goes with the thought that perhaps I'm going to get lost. So I want to show you what I have in here. I'm going to empty it all out here. Oh, look at that mess that I carry around. Wow, you know what? I see something right away that I'm going to use. These gloves come in handy because my hands right now are getting bit by bugs. So I'm going to put those gloves on. Now, First of all, here's my water. I have a can of water and I have a bottle of water. So that way there I won't get thirsty, okay? So we'll put the water up there. I also have some snacks. I have some corn and some peas and some little chocolate bars for energy and an apple. So in case and I have my banana. I might have that right now in a second or so. Okay, I have some rope. I could tie this around here so that somebody will say, oh, there's a piece of rope. Maybe Mr. White is here. I have a flashlight so that tonight I'll be able to send some signals with a light. That would be cool, eh? And it'll help me walk around if I have to go use the bathroom away from my house or something like that. I can go just 1 or 2 steps and use the bathroom, and then I can come back and sit down. So a flashlight will help me a lot. And this is my compass, and I'll show you someday how to use a compass. It helps me get in and out of the woods too, so I don't get lost. I have some matches if I got very, very cold. Mr. White knows how to make a fire, special fires, and someday we'll show you a video on how to make some special fires if you ever get lost in the woods. So this is quite a spread. And this is my knife in case I have to cut some branches. And Mr. White knows how to use that. So I can sometimes cut some branches very carefully off of the trees around me so that I don't stick sticks in my head or something when I'm sitting under my tree. And this, oh, this is great. Now see, what do you think I should do with this? This is a very bright jacket, like a vest. And here's another very bright vest. And what I think I might do, yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm going to put one of these on so that I can be seen. And then it makes it more visible. And you know what? This other one, I might tie to a tree, or I might use my rope and tie it out here in the opening so that somebody way down the road might see that and say, oh, there's got somebody, we're looking for somebody, and that might be a signal. So if I tie it here and it can fly around like a flag, I can use my rope and I can tie that up right next to my tree. We all know our overhand knots, they come in handy. And I can tie that around this tree with another overhand knot. And now I have a nice big yellow flag to hang across my path. Orange one on, and I got the yellow one here. Wow, I'm making a mess here. Big arrows on the ground, and that. And I might even leave some of this stuff out. Why would Mr. White have that? Why do you suppose I have a DVD about safety in a tree? I'm going to show you what this does. I could send signals right to you. So this, boys and girls, was going to the garbage, but it's very, very light, and it bends. It won't break. Well, it will break if I really try to break it, but I'm not going to try. But I just throw it in. If it gets wet, it's okay. And I have fun. I can send signals. I can send flashes anywhere I want. And maybe if there was an airplane, I could aim it up. I could look through the hole, and I could aim up there, and I might be able to send a signal to somebody far away if I blow the whistle and they can't hear me. But I can send signals way down to the trees. You never know. I could put my flashlight against it and send signals in the night. Wow, there's all kinds of ways of making myself seen. Do you think anybody's going to find me now? I have arrows around. I have my orange and my yellow out. I have a place to sleep. I hugged my tree. I have some food. I might have a drink of water now and just rest under my tree. Boys and girls, the four-wheeler just went by. I heard it, and when I went around a tree, I could see him zoom by, and the dirt was flying behind him, so I can see the road now, and we're on our way out. Here's our obstacle that we stepped over earlier, and we made it. There's some more of that orange and blue flagging tape that we needed back there to mark our spots. So, you see how some people tie it around obstacles so that snowmobilers and stuff know that this tree is down. But that would come in very handy to save our lives if we were lost in the woods. So if you ever see that stuff in the store, get a little bit of it and tell your mom and dad, say it's just in case I get lost. That's where the rabbit was, up there on that hill. And I never ever did find him. But I'm glad we found our way out just by using our ears. And we stayed calm, and we zipped up, and we made ourselves a little home. And now This is our road, and I know that's the way I have to go. I'm glad, boys and girls, you were with me today and got to go through those 4 steps of hugging a tree, staying calm, and number 2, zipping up so that we don't lose any of our body heat, and number 3, make a home. Once we made ourselves a nice little shelter, little home, that was a lot nicer. And that could have been it. We could have stopped there, but you know what? We wanted to be found, so we love to do that last step, mess up our bedroom, and hang up all of our ribbons, and make our arrows, and scuff up the ground, and hang up our bright yellow and our bright orange vests or whatever we have, and just make a big mess. And if you do all of those things, those people are very well trained, and they'll come and they'll get you, and they'll find you, because they know how to look for tracks, and they'll see your boot tracks, and they'll follow you, and they'll see all those broken sticks, and they'll say you are so smart that you messed up that ground. And that's exactly what'll help them find you. And if you're blowing that whistle, guess what? They'll be blowing whistles too. And if you hear them blow 3 times, you blow back 3 times. And every time you hear a sound, you make a sound. Be very careful in the woods, but don't be afraid. If you know those 4 steps, if you can remember those 4 steps, and sometimes we forget them, but you just have to keep practicing them in your head, okay? Relax, hug a tree, zip up, stay dry and warm. Number 3, make a shelter, get a home. And number 4, get found, make a mess. Do those 4 things, I'm sure that those people who are coming around looking for you, they're professionals. They'll find you very easily. Stay safe in the woods. Thanks for coming outdoors with Mr. White. We'll see you next time.